Hey, Alice, can you listen to me for a moment?
Sophie? What is it this time?
Today was the day of Amy's junior high school entrance exam results.
Oh, that.
What's with that casual tone? You're acting like it's some trivial matter. That's pretty irritating, you know.
I didn't mean it like that.
Hey, do you even realize which school my Amy applied to? It's East Junior High. East! The prestigious private school, you know, the one that's super hard to get into.
Yes, I know. You made sure everyone knew by boasting about it at every single mom's gathering. You wouldn't stop talking about how she was going to the East Junior High.
Oh, did I? Well, come on. When your kid's taking the entrance exam for the East Junior High, you're allowed to show off a little, don't you think? It's only natural. I mean, how many children can even dream of making it in?
Sure. Of course, it would have been pretty humiliating if she didn't pass after all that boasting.
Excuse me? Are you seriously suggesting that Amy might have failed? How rude! Do you seriously think my child isn't capable of getting in?
I didn't say anything of the sort, but judging by how giddy you are right now, I take it she passed. Tell Amy congratulations from me.
Huh? You're telling me to pass on the congratulations? Shouldn't you be saying it to me first? After all, I'm the one who supported her every step of the way. How ungracious.
Amy is the one who did all the hard work, isn't she? I'm congratulating her for her efforts. I don't see why you're making this about you.
Ugh. This is why people without experience don't get in. Listen closely, okay? Entrance exams aren't just about how hard the child works. It takes the parents' dedication and effort, too. Without me, she wouldn't have gotten in. You have no idea what it takes.
Oh, really? And what kind of effort are you talking about?
For starters, I found the best cram school for her. Not one of those cheap, run-of-the-mill ones. No, I made sure she went to the top preparatory academy in the city. And I didn't just stop there. I paid for extra tutoring sessions, private one-on-one lessons, you know. Top-tier instructors, not the mediocre ones most parents settle for. Do you have any idea how costly that was? And then there were the mock exams, the reference books, the exam drills. I bought them all, no expense spared. Do you know how much those cost? Probably more than you make in a month. And now that she's passed, we have to pay the entrance fees, the tuition, the uniforms, and everything else. I bet you can't even imagine how much it costs to get into a school like East.
So, basically, it's just about the money, huh? And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're a stay-at-home mom, right? Which means all that money came from your husband's salary. You didn't earn it yourself.
Ugh, how dare you? I don't need to work, okay? My husband makes plenty of money. We can afford it. And you know why? Because I manage our finances wisely. Thanks to me, we have the financial freedom to invest in our child's future without a second thought. Unlike you. You probably have to pinch pennies just to get by. That's the difference between us. I'm a mother who spares no expense for her child's education, while you're just a stingy poor woman.
Wow. Stingy poor woman, huh? That's quite the insult.
Oh, don't be so sensitive. I didn't mean it as an insult. I just feel sorry for you. You probably can't afford to give Kylie the same opportunities. It must be heartbreaking as a parent to know you're holding your own child back. After all, entrance exams only come once in a lifetime.
Ah, I see.
But then again, even if you somehow scraped together the money, it wouldn't matter if Kylie didn't have the brains to get in. You'd just be throwing money away on cram school fees for nothing.
You know, you can say whatever you want about me, but do not belittle my daughter. That's crossing the line.
Oh, please, I'm not belittling her. You're just being paranoid.
Oh, really? Because what you're actually saying is Kylie is too stupid to get into a prestigious private school, so paying for tutoring would be a waste of money. That's what you're implying, right?
It was just a hypothetical example. Jeez, you're so touchy. You really need to relax. Or is it just your poverty making you bitter and defensive?
Just so you know, my family has an average, stable income. We're not struggling, so you don't need to waste your pity on us. But while we're on the topic, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Would you mind answering a couple of questions?
Huh? What now?
How was Amy acting before and after the entrance exam?
What? Why are you asking me that? Why should I tell you?
I'm just curious, that's all.
Well, if you must know, before the exam, Amy was dedicated. She was always studying hard. I didn't see how she was doing at cram school, of course, but she never missed a day. And at home, she listened to everything I told her and studied diligently. A perfect little student.
I see. And how did she react after getting the results?
Oh, she was thrilled, of course. She looked so relieved. It's East Junior High, after all. Even though she worked so hard, she was still anxious. Anyone would be, given how competitive it is. So naturally, she was overjoyed when she found out she made it.
I see. Well, that makes sense.
What? Why are you acting so weird? Do you have a problem with that or something?
No, not at all. I was just curious. But actually, I have 2 more questions. Do you mind?
Seriously? What now?
Do you talk to Amy much?
Huh? Why does that matter? That's none of your business.
I was just wondering.
We talk when necessary, the usual parent-child stuff. What of it?
So just the bare minimum, huh? Got it. And finally, why did you even contact me today? What was the real reason?
To give you the news, obviously. You were in the mom group chat when I mentioned Amy was applying, remember? So I figured you'd be curious. And since Amy and Kylie are friends, I thought it would be appropriate to tell you first before sharing it with the other moms.
Oh, I see. But you really didn't need to bother. I wasn't waiting around for an update from you. If Amy passed, Kylie would have told me herself. They're close after all. So your call was kind of unnecessary.
Ugh, you're so cold. No wonder you're bad at socializing. I bet you're not on good terms with the neighbors either.
Actually, I get along just fine with my neighbors. We have a perfectly pleasant relationship. So no need for you to worry. Anyway, let's cut to the chase. You say you called to give me the news, but honestly, you just wanted to brag, didn't you? You wanted to rub it in. You were hoping to say, my child got into a prestigious school. Isn't she amazing, unlike your kid? That's what you were aiming for, right?
Ugh, you're so petty. What an awful thing to say. You're just jealous.
Sure. Whatever you say. Oh, by the way, there's actually one more thing I've been meaning to tell you. You'll love this part.
What? What are you talking about?
Actually, Kylie took the entrance exam for East Junior High, too.
What? No way. I never heard anything about that.
Of course you didn't. I never mentioned it. Oh, but didn't Amy tell you?
What? No, that can't be right. There's no way.
No way? Why are you so sure? You're hardly in any position to be making such claims, aren't you?
What's that supposed to mean? Are you mocking me?
Oh, not at all. I just realized you seemed a bit out of the loop, so I'm being kind enough to explain it to you carefully. You're welcome.
Ugh, cut the smugness and just explain yourself already. Why on earth did Kylie take the East Junior exam? You specifically said in the mom group chat that you were sending her to public school. I remember you saying it. You were very clear. You said, we're just going to stick with South Middle. It's a fine public school.
Oh, that's right. I did say that. But that was quite a while ago, back before they even started 6th grade, wasn't it?
Huh? Oh, I guess it was.
We ended up changing our minds a little later. It was after Kylie's homeroom teacher gave a talk about how after elementary school, not everyone would automatically end up going to the same middle school. Kylie came home and told me about it. Apparently not long after, she had a conversation with Amy.
A conversation? About what?
According to Kylie, Amy told her, my mom says, no way you're going to South Middle. You have to take the East Junior entrance exam. I told her I want to go to South with everyone else, but she got so mad at me. Now I have to study all the time. I probably won't get to hang out much anymore. And what if we end up at different schools and we can't see each other? I don't want that. Apparently, Amy was crying when she said all of that.
What? That girl said all that nonsense to Kylie?
Nonsense, huh? Oh, I see. You think it's nonsense. Well, let's put that aside for now. The point is, after hearing how upset Amy was, Kylie decided she wanted to take the East Junior exam too.
What? Because my friend is doing it, I want to do it too? That's the reason? You let her take the entrance exam over something so frivolous? Oh, how irresponsible. If she actually got in with such a half-hearted motivation, then Amy's hard work and dedication would be completely trivialized. Amy put in genuine effort into her future, not some childish whim.
Oh, I see. So that's how you see it. Interesting. But you're wrong. You see, Kylie wasn't just tagging along for fun. She genuinely wanted to challenge herself. She's always liked studying. Once she made the decision, she was completely committed. She worked steadily and consistently until the exam day. She was serious about it. No half measures.
Oh, is that so?
Yep. And do you know what drove her? It was the thought of being able to go to the same school as Amy. That was her motivation. And because of that, she gave it her all. So did Amy. They both worked hard, and in the end, they both passed. Kylie called Amy immediately. She was so excited she could barely speak. But I guess you didn't know that, did you?
Wait, hold on a second, but what about the money? Do you seriously have enough to pay for private school tuition? You can't possibly afford that on your salary, can you?
Oh, wow. You just keep going, huh? Still making those rude assumptions? But that's fine, I'll enlighten you. Kylie was accepted on a scholarship, full tuition waiver. No entrance fees, no monthly payments, everything covered. She earned it. And she's determined to keep it for the full 3 years. She's already telling me how hard she's going to work to maintain her scholarship. She's really proud of herself.
What? No, that makes no sense. You're lying. You're just saying that to make Amy look bad, aren't you? You're trying to rub it in. You're trying to say Kylie is better than Amy. You're trying to humiliate me.
Humiliate you? Are you serious? I'm telling you that your daughter passed the entrance exam and you're acting like it's some kind of personal attack. You should be proud of her. Besides, Amy's passing the exam is already a huge accomplishment. Do you have any idea how many students don't make it in? Isn't that enough?
Oh, don't give me that condescending tone. What are you trying to say? That your kid is superior to mine? Is that it? Don't act so smug just because Kylie got a scholarship. If I made Amy study more, she could have earned a scholarship too. She is just as capable, if not more capable.
Oh, is that so? Sure. But scholarships are awarded based on exam performance. It's not about who could have done better. The results speak for themselves. And besides, what matters now is what they do going forward. Dwelling on the entrance exam is pointless. You should be more focused on what comes next, although I do worry now that Kylie's a scholarship student. I can't help but wonder if you'll hold it against Amy. Maybe make her feel inadequate somehow.
You are unbelievable. How dare you say that?
Oh, did I hit a nerve? Oops, my mistake. But tell me, you did ignore Amy's feelings, didn't you? She wanted to go to South Middle with her friends, but you forced her to apply to East. You pressured her into it. She was crying to Kylie and you didn't even notice, or rather, you didn't care. You just bulldozed over her wishes, all for your own pride. Honestly, I feel sorry for her. Maybe you should try listening to her once in a while.
You're being ridiculous. Her future is none of your business. Don't you dare tell me how to raise my own child.
Oh, absolutely. You're right. It is your business, your selfish business. After all, you're the one who said a parent has to do what's best for their child no matter what. But in the end, you were just doing what was best for you. You didn't care what Amy wanted. You were only thinking about yourself, some selfless parent you are.
Oh, you're so infuriating. I've had enough of your self-righteous lecturing. You.
Oh? What's wrong? Didn't you contact me entirely of your own selfish will? I mean, you barged in here just to brag, but now you can't take the heat? How ironic. Anyway, I've got to go. We're having a little celebration for Kylie's success. So, if you'll excuse me, goodbye.
Wait, don't you dare walk away. You can't just drop all that and leave. Hey, you!
After the junior high school entrance ceremony, Sophie seemed to disappear without a trace. It was as if she had been plucked from their daily lives overnight. At first it felt strange. Her sudden absence was jarring. There were no goodbyes, no explanations, just an abrupt vanishing act. It wasn't until later that I heard the full story. Apparently behind closed doors, Sophie's parents had been struggling with irreconcilable differences over their conflicting educational philosophies. Their clashing views, which had long been a source of tension, eventually reached a breaking point, resulting in a bitter divorce. From what I was told, the final straw had been a heated argument over Sophie's future. Her mother had been adamant about pushing her toward a rigorous academic path, determined to have her attend a prestigious private school with intensive tutoring. She believed that Sophie's only chance at a successful future lay in excelling academically and was prepared to invest everything into making it happen. In contrast, Sophie's father believed that their daughter needed a more balanced upbringing, one that allowed room for both learning and freedom. He wanted her to enjoy her youth rather than be smothered by constant academic pressure. The growing divide between them became impossible to bridge, and the once unified family finally fractured. Following the divorce, Sophie was placed into her father's custody. It was an arrangement that, despite the heartbreak of her parents' separation, seemed to bring her a measure of relief. From what I heard, she was finally able to live more freely. Her new life with her father was noticeably calmer. Gone were the suffocating arguments and relentless pressure to perform. Freed from the tug-of-war between her parents, Sophie could finally breathe. She settled into her new routine, gradually adapting to the quieter, more stable environment. According to mutual acquaintances, she seemed happier, more carefree than she had been in years. Though it was bittersweet, I was genuinely relieved to hear that she was doing better. Sophie had always seemed burdened by the weight of her parents' expectations, and knowing that she had found some peace gave me hope that she was finally giving the chance to simply be a kid again. Meanwhile, Amy, Sophie's closest friend, remained in her familiar surroundings. However, her life changed significantly as well. With her parents' divorce finalized, Amy was placed into the custody of her father. Much like Sophie, she seemed to flourish in her new living situation. Freed from the constant tension of her parents' conflict, she was able to focus on her own life. From what I heard, she became more relaxed and cheerful. She no longer had to tiptoe around her parents' arguments or feel caught in the crossfire. The change gave her room to breathe, and she slowly but surely regained a sense of security and stability. Even though Sophie and Amy were now separated by distance, their friendship remained unshaken. Despite attending different schools, they kept in regular contact. They texted frequently, called each other, and made plans to meet on weekends or during school holidays. Their bond, built on years of shared memories and mutual support, easily withstood the challenge of being apart. I often saw them walking home together when they had the chance, chatting animatedly and laughing as if nothing had changed. It was heartwarming to see how their connection had endured. Even though their lives had taken different directions, they remained constants in each other's worlds. Watching them maintain their friendship reminded me that some bonds are simply unbreakable. No matter the distance, no matter the changes, they continue to stand by each other. As I watched them, I couldn't help but feel a deep sense of admiration for their resilience. Adolescence is a turbulent time, filled with emotional ups and downs, academic pressures, and the struggle for identity. Yet, despite the challenges they faced at home, they maintained a hold on their friendship. It was clear that they gave each other strength. Whether they were studying together, walking through the park, or simply chatting about their day, they were each other's safe haven. I often found myself hoping for their continued happiness. I wanted them to support each other through the inevitable hurdles ahead, the stress of exams, the heartbreaks of teenage years, and the uncertainties of growing up. With their unyielding friendship, I was confident they could overcome anything. Their bond was a reminder that even in the face of life's difficulties, having someone to lean on could make all the difference. Looking back, it struck me how much they had both grown through their experiences. The divorce of their parents, while painful, had given them both a chance to find peace and stability. Sophie, once weighed down by parental pressure, had found freedom with her father. Amy, no longer forced to navigate the emotional landmines of her parents' arguments, was finally able to focus on being a kid again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.